Welcome to another segment of CLG View Point. I'm Cindy Lorraine Grais, and it is Saturday, March the 29th, 2025. Today we'll be covering a video on Canada's new $60 billion 12 super submarines. International news, 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Kills more than 150 in Thailand, Myanmar. Local news, residents expressed frustration with execution of deep clean at Kelowna's tent city. Kelowna's General Hospital dealing with high patient levels. Canada's most wanted man arrested in Italy. Canada's woman recovery from spinal surgery in Victoria's hospital hallway in a fort made of blankets. Each segment, I start with a sage clearing. Let's find my little sage stick here. If you're not familiar with this process, it's to clear all negative energies, low entities, and send them back to their perfect place, leaving our area here with divine love and divine light. To all low energy entities, you are healed, forgiven, enlightened, and sent back to your perfect place and escorted by my spiritual guides, and so it is. I am divine love and divine gratitude. Thank you. Now on to the video. The new submarines.
Canada boasts the longest coastline in the world, a fact that underscores the importance of superior underwater capabilities for the Royal Canadian Navy. Canada must ensure its security and sovereignty through advanced submarine technology as a nation with vast marine territory. The RCN currently operates 4 Victoria-class submarines, a fleet that has been in service since the early 2000s. These submarines were originally acquired from the Royal Navy and introduced into Canadian service between 2000 and 2003. The Victoria-class submarines are expected to remain operational until the mid to late 2030s, thanks to the Victoria-class modernization project. This initiative aims to enhance the existing fleet's capabilities, ensuring they can effectively meet current and future maritime threats. However, with the Royal Canadian Navy planning to deactivate these submarines around the mid-2030s, a new class of submarines is becoming increasingly urgent. Canada has announced plans to build 12 new super submarines to address this pressing need to replace the aging Victoria-class fleet. The timeline for these new boats is crucial, with the RCN requiring the first of these submarines to be delivered by the mid-2030s. This strategic approach will ensure a seamless transition from the current submarines to the new fleet, thereby avoiding any gaps in operational capability that could compromise national security. Canada must make a multifaceted decision regarding the supplier of its new submarines, which includes evaluating technical capabilities, costs, and the geopolitical implications of its choice. Several well-known defense companies could potentially supply Canada's new submarines. These include Sweden's Saab, France's Naval Group, Germany's ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems, Spain's Navantia, and South Korea's Hanwha Ocean. Each company brings its own unique strengths and capabilities to the table, making the selection process a complex yet crucial task. Understanding the specific offerings of each contender is imperative for Canada to make an informed choice that aligns with its defense strategy. Will Canada acquire nuclear submarines? Canada's potential to acquire nuclear submarines remains a matter of debate. On one side, proponents argue that nuclear submarines provide significant strategic advantages. With their ability to operate for extended periods without surfacing, These submarines offer long-range capabilities that are particularly valuable for Canada's unique geography. This is crucial for conducting operations in the Arctic, where traditional naval forces may face limitations due to environmental conditions and logistical challenges. Conversely, there are strong arguments against pursuing a nuclear submarine fleet. Critics cite the enormous costs associated with developing, constructing, and maintaining such advanced vessels. Nuclear submarines come with hefty price tags for the initial investment and ongoing maintenance and training of specialized personnel. This raises concerns about whether these expenses can be justified, especially when advanced conventional submarines are available and can adequately fulfill Canada's maritime defense needs. Ultimately, deciding whether Canada should invest in nuclear-powered submarines remains a balancing act between strategic imperatives and practical realities. As opinions sharply divide, it is clear that any future direction for Canada's submarine fleet must consider the capabilities and advantages of nuclear power and the associated challenges and risks. Saab's C-71 expeditionary submarine stands out as a remarkable option. This Swedish submarine is specifically designed to tackle the challenges of Arctic operations, blending operational flexibility with advanced technology. Its capabilities include stealthy underwater navigation and the ability to operate in harsh conditions, essential for Canada's northern defense strategies. France and Spain may offer more adaptable models in size and operational scope, catering to diverse mission profiles. Their conventional submarines can be tailored to meet specific operational requirements, providing Canada with versatile options. Another attractive contender is the 212CD class submarine, a joint development by Germany and Norway. This model combines German reliability and technological advancement with Norway's expertise in Arctic operations. Its innovative design and proven performance in challenging environments make it a compelling option for Canada, especially considering the importance of maritime security in the Arctic region. Additionally, the recently offered KSS-3 submarine from South Korea, developed by Hanwha Ocean, presents itself as a sophisticated choice equipped with a unique air-independent propulsion system and multiple armaments, adding to Canada's strategic deterrent capabilities. The requirements for the new submarines are ambitious and reflect Canada's unique challenges. They must be exceptionally stealthy, possess deadly firepower, and provide long-lasting operational persistence. Importantly, they also need to be capable of operating in the demanding Arctic environment, which necessitates extended range and durability. This combination of capabilities will empower Canada to effectively detect, track, block, and, when necessary, confront threats across the vast expanses of its three oceans, thereby safeguarding its national interests for generations to come. So as Canada evaluates its options for new submarines, the decision goes beyond mere technical specifications and costs. It encompasses the geopolitical implications of the choice and the long-term defense strategies that Canada must pursue.
And now on to International news. 7.7 magnitude earthquake kills more than 150 in Thailand, Myanmar. A powerful earthquake rocked Myanmar and neighboring Thailand on Friday, destroying buildings, a bridge, and a dam. At least 144 people were killed in Myanmar, where photos and a video from two hard-hit cities showed extensive damage. At least 8 died in the Thai capital, where a high-rise under construction collapsed. The 7.7 magnitude quake, with an epicenter near Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city, struck at midday and was followed by a strong 6.4 magnitude aftershock. The full extent of death, injury, and destruction was not immediately clear, particularly in Myanmar, one of the world's poorest countries. It is embroiled in a civil war and information is tightly controlled. The head of Myanmar's military government said in the televised speech on Friday evening that at least 144 people were killed and 730 others were injured. The death toll and injuries are expected to rise, Senior General Min Aung Hlaing said. Now on to the video.
The construction collapsed in Bangkok. The quake struck central Myanmar as well, and people rushed out of buildings in panic in Yangon and in Bangkok. One office tower in downtown Bangkok swayed from side to side for at least 2 minutes, with doors and windows creaking loudly. At least 3 people were killed in the town of Taungoo in Myanmar, and a mosque partially collapsed. Local media reported that at least 2 people died and 20 were injured after a hotel collapsed in Ong Bong. In Thailand, at least 1 person was killed.
ในเรื่องของตึกต่างๆในกรุงเทพเนี่ยถือว่าสร้างได้มาตรฐานเกินที่จะถ้ามีแผ่นดินไหวที่แรงกว่านี้นะคะก็ยังสามารถรับได้แต่ว่าทุกตึกตอนนี้นะคะจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยถ้ามีการตรวจความพร้อมว่ามีอะไรเสียหายบ้างนะคะแต่จริงๆส่วนใหญ่แล้วตอนนี้กลับเข้าที่พักกันได้ทั้งหมดแล้วนะคะแล้วก็จริงตึกที่มีปัญหาคือตึกที่กำลังก่อสร้างเพราะว่ามันมีในเรื่องของความแข็งแรงและก็ตัวของผนังด้วยค่ะศูนย์กลางเหตุที่เกิดขึ้นในศูนย์กลางอยู่ที่มันดาเลย์เมียนมานะคะโดยมี after shock ที่เกิดขึ้นหลายๆรอบตามติดกันมานะคะตอนนี้ก็ after shock ประมาณ12 ทีแล้วนะคะโดยมีความแรงตอนแรกอยู่ที่ 7.2 ทำให้เกิดผลกระทบอย่างต่อเนื่องกับพี่น้องประชาชนชาวไทยด้วยนะคะทั้งในภาคเหนือและกทมค่ะ
အဆိုပါပြင်းထန်သည့်ငလျင်လှုပ်ခတ်မှုကြောင့်စကိုင်းတိုင်းဒေသကြီးမန္တလေးတိုင်းဒေသကြီးမကွေးတိုင်းဒေသကြီးနဲ့ရှမ်းပြည်နယ်အရှေ့မြောက်ဒေသနေပြည်တော်ကောင်စီနယ်မြေပဲခူးတိုင်းဒေသကြီးတို့ရှိငလျင်ထန်သင့်သည့်နေရာများကိုအရေးပေါ်အခြေအနေဖြင့်အမျိုးသားသဘာဝဘေးအန္တရာယ်ဆိုင်ရာစီမံခန့်ခွဲမှုကော်မတီမှကြေညာလိုက်သည်
Large earthquakes, and in fact most earthquakes are followed by aftershocks. Those aftershocks occur because of the kind of change in stress in the Earth's crust. So some of that stress is accommodated in the form of these additional earthquakes as stress is kind of transferred onto different parts of the fault system.
Oh my god. Okay.
In the last 100 years or so, there have been 14 earthquakes with a magnitude of 6 or above within 200 kilometers of the epicenter of today's earthquake. The largest of those had a magnitude of 7.6, so similar to today's earthquake, but it occurred in 1946, a little bit further north in the Saigon region. There was also a magnitude 6.8 in 1956 that was quite close to Mandalay. That did cause quite significant damage, but fortunately the number of casualties, or the number of reported casualties anyway, was quite small.
Much prayer, love and healing to the beautiful people of Thailand. Residents express frustration with execution of deep clean at Kelowna's tent city. Residents of Kelowna's tent city have spoken out to express frustration with the manner in which a deep clean has been implemented. They gave us no notice whatsoever. It is unfair, said Mandy, a Tent City resident of 2 years, who asked to keep her last name private for security concerns. Tent City is the name residents use to describe the city-maintained and operated encampment located along Waddell Place that they call home. Mandy explained that she is physically disabled and finds it difficult to abide by the strict rules that the bylaw began implementing without warning on March the 26th. She said that she was given only 30 minutes, yes, 30 minutes from the time she woke up to move her tent across the pathway. Items that were not moved in time or that were left unattended were at risk of being thrown out by bylaw services and a sanitation crew. Mandy said that she agrees with city staff that a deep cleaning of Tent City is needed, but expressed frustration with the manner in which it was executed. Dozens of police and bylaw officers attended Tent City before 7 a.m. to wake residents and tell them that the cleaning would begin shortly. Tony Baxter, a member of the Unhoused Solidarity Collective, said they witnessed multiple arrests of people who did not comply with bylaw officers. Bylaw services were unavailable for an interview at Tent City, but did confirm at a press conference earlier in that day that residents were not provided with notice of the deep clean. We did not disclose a specific time, nor did we provide written notice due to some of the disruptive activities that have happened over the last couple weeks, said Kevin Mead, Community Safety Director with the City of Kelowna. Since early March, members of the public and residents of Tent City have staged protests regarding the daily check-ins and decampments that take place at the site. And on to the video.
Who's a resident of Tent City and has been told that she has to move her belongings from one side of the rail trail to the other. She wasn't given any advanced notice before this. Mandy, can you explain a little bit about what has been happening here today?
Well, it's I'd like to think it's spring cleanup, but they gave us no notice at all whatsoever. It's just not fair.
Tell me how your day started. How you woke up today and what's led up, the events that have led up until now.
Well, they asked us if there was people in the tent, and we said, yeah, there's 2 people, and then, like, I'd say about half an hour later, they just came and said that we have to get out and start moving things across, and, yeah, they just started ripping our stuff apart and taking what they wanted.
Why is it so difficult for, some people who live at Tent City to keep clean? Why do they need help and why do they need support?
Well, me, myself, personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but I've got multiple sclerosis and a broken toe, amongst other things. Yeah, and I'm left to do it all, and I don't have enough time to do it. And so they come and take everything that's left. I'm, like, missing my cell phone. They've done this a couple times, so, like, my phone, like, 3 different times, my bank cards, everything, so, and Viola's by my place right now, so.
Personal thoughts. Where's the houses for the homeless? All public officials will be held accountable under natural law if they don't provide homes for the homeless. It is illegal, yes, illegal, to have any of our nationalists, our people, homeless under natural law. The funding has been provided. The process has been moving at a snail pace. It is time to move quick, fast, and in a hurry to provide a safe home for our people who are homeless. Kelowna General Hospital, dealing with high patient levels, hospital at high capacity. Kelowna General Hospital is currently operating with higher than normal patient levels. Kelowna General Hospital has experiencing higher than average patient numbers this March, both in emergency department visits and occupancy in our inpatient units, Interior Health said in a statement. These numbers are expected this time of year as we experience the end of respiratory illness season. Specific to the emergency department for the month of March, Interior Health said KGH is seeing an average of 283 visits per day, which is slightly higher than the 2024 overall average of 276 visits per day. During periods of higher patient volumes, there are times when we cannot get help or get people into an inpatient bed as quickly as we would like, the health authorities said. In order to keep patients moving through the ED, KGH will use overflow space outside the emergency department to maintain patient access through the ED. We appreciate this. Can be challenging for patients and their families. Interior Health said it creates and activates contingency plans for respiratory illness season when patient volumes tend to increase by expanding capacity at the hospital and increase support to transition patients home who no longer require acute care. This plan includes increased staffing and, when necessary, utilizing overflow space for patient care, Interior Health said. Personal thoughts. Kelowna General Hospital is operating with higher than normal patient levels. Are other hospitals experiencing the same? It is time to bring out the med beds. What do you think? Canada's most wanted man arrested in Italy. Dave Picturmel, the leader of the notorious Blood Family Mafia criminal gang, was arrested in Italy, according to Info sources. The information was first reported by TVL Nouvelle. Turmel, Canada's most wanted criminal, was believed to have run the gang from Portugal as he was evading Quebec authorities. Involved in a bloody war with the Hells Angels for the past year and a half, BFM is said to have refused to buy drugs from the Hells Angels or pay them for operating on their territories. They sourced them from Montreal area gangs instead. BFM was linked to the kidnapping and torture of Hells Angels members with images and videos shared online. Turmel was wanted by Quebec City Police for drug trafficking, conspiracy, and assault with a weapon, and a reward up to $250,000 was offered for information leading to this arrest. Back in December, he topped the BOLO program's top 25 list of Canada's most wanted fugitives. At the same time, SPVGRQ Director of Dennis Turcotte said Dave Turmel and BFM are willing to do anything to take control of drug trafficking, not only in Quebec City, but throughout eastern Quebec. Two of Turmel's accomplices were arrested last year. Turmel's right-hand man, Ruben Dennis, 32, was arrested in Portugal in March of 2024. Guillaume St. Louis Bonnet, 28, was arrested in Kelowna, BC on June 30th, 2025, or 24. Woman recovering from spinal surgery in Victoria Hospital hallway in a fort made of blankets. After spinal surgery earlier this month, the Victoria woman is now recuperating in a hospital hallway under a blanket fort nurses set up so she has some privacy. Lindsay Hay is still recovering in the Victoria General Hospital from a work-related spinal surgery on March 10th. My C4-5 discs were crushing my ulnar nerve, which created my hands not to be able to move. My arms and legs are still numb to touch, Hayes said. Her nerve damage means her legs constantly shake, which makes walking impossible. It's called clonus, so it's spinal cord damage. It could lessen, it will never go away. Onto the video.
Hay is pushed by her stepmother, Summer Fragomini, in front of Victoria General Hospital. She's still recovering from work-related spinal surgery March 10.
My C4-5 discs were crushing my ulnar nerve, which created my hands not to be able to move. My arms and legs are still numb to touch.
Hayes' nerve damage means her legs constantly shake, which makes walking impossible.
It's called clonus, so it's spinal cord damage. It could lessen. It will never go away. It's triggered by, a lot of times it's triggered by anxiety, emotions, and sometimes I can get it to stop, but a lot of the times it's like this 90% of the days, even if I'm calm.
Going home is not an option. Until 2 days ago, she shared a hospital room with another patient.
And then got woken up and then moved into the hallway, which is right outside the garbage door where all the dirty laundry and garbage goes, and the nurse's station, and they built me kind of like a makeshift tent so that I could have a little bit of privacy.
Her hospital bed is now in a busy hallway. The nurses set up a makeshift tent over her bed to give her some privacy. Fragomini took these pictures to highlight her situation.
I was absolutely mortified. I mean, I'm shocked. This is a young lady that, has zero privacy in the hallway to change her clothes.
Island Health had no one available for an interview, but in a statement to Czech News wrote that Hayes will not spend the next 2 weeks in the hallway, and when sites are extremely busy, some patients are cared for in temporary spaces, including hallways. We know this is not ideal, and we apologize. Hayes says while the care she's received is excellent from hospital staff, she is speaking up to prevent this from happening to others.
I just hope nobody else has to live in a hallway for recovering from spinal surgery.
Hayes says she was never given a reason for her move, but says it's no way to practice medicine.
It's time to roll out the med beds. Short video on med beds.
With Nexus Wellness and Recovery LLC for new game-changing technologies. Till next time, Earth Strong.
What if the future of healthcare was not in pills or surgeries, but in the advanced technology of the Galactic Federation's medbeds? A concept that seems to be plucked straight out of a sci-fi novel, medbeds represent a leap into the future of health and wellness. The Galactic Federation's medbeds, as the name suggests, are not your average hospital beds. They are a revolutionary concept in healthcare technology, harnessing advanced healing methods that sound more like science fiction than reality. These medbeds utilize a combination of light and sound waves, along with other undisclosed technologies, to scan and diagnose the human body down to the cellular level. Once the medbed has identified any issues, it can then treat the patient with pinpoint accuracy, addressing the root cause of the illness or injury, rather than just treating the symptoms. The medbeds are not just about healing physical ailments. They can also address mental health issues, from anxiety and depression to more severe conditions. By using advanced brain mapping and other techniques, the medbeds can identify and treat these conditions, offering a holistic approach to health. But how does it work, you might ask? Well, the medbeds operate by creating a resonance field that aligns with the body's natural healing abilities. This resonance field can then stimulate and accelerate the body's healing process, allowing for a faster and more efficient recovery. The Galactic Federation's medbeds represent a new frontier in healthcare. They offer a non-invasive, holistic approach to health and wellness that could revolutionize the way we approach medicine. With their advanced technology and capabilities, medbeds could potentially eliminate the need for invasive surgeries and harmful medications, paving the way for a healthier and more holistic future. In summary, the Galactic Federation's medbeds are a groundbreaking innovation in healthcare.
My personal thoughts. Medbeds are suppressed technology that has been hidden from the people of our planet. Under natural law, all political officials have been instructed to bring out the medbeds immediately. So what is holding back a most needed wellness technology that can heal our people? I am Cindy Lorraine Grais of CLG View Point, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for you being here today with me. If you feel compelled to, please share this video or others. Today I have a short video for the end, and it's the world's fastest warship. It was the Canadian HMCS Brador FE400 hydrofoil prototype. Enjoy. Have a truly wonderful day, and see you Monday, March the 31st, 2025. Until we meet again. And thank you.
CS Brador, one of the fastest and most advanced hydrofoils ever built. In the 1950s, the potential of hydrofoils as anti-submarine vessels was recognized. A small test vessel arrived in Halifax in 1957, leading to the creation of HMCS Brador by de Havilland Aircraft of Canada. Commissioned in 1968, HMCS Brador was a marvel. At low speeds, a diesel engine powered the craft. At 23 knots, hydrofoils lifted the hull, and a gas turbine engine took over, propelling her to an incredible 63 knots. Despite her success, HMCS Brador was laid up in 1971 and later donated to a marine museum in L'Isle-sur-Mer in 1982. HMCS Brador, a testament to innovation and speed, now rests as a piece of maritime history on the St. Lawrence River.